The Borderlands 4 price situation is getting kind of crazy, so I want to take you through it. Like, what is it going to cost? It's kind of crazy that we don't know about it when we do have a release date for the game, because usually when a release date is announced for a game, it also means that you can pre-order it on the digital storefronts or anywhere else. So we know the game is coming out on September 12th, but they have not announced the price yet. Likely because it's bad news. Like, otherwise you would want to get those pre-orders in. If you like put on a big show, like a state of play that they did, they were really like, yo, it's coming out, it's gonna be great. They paid a lot for this. Like, this is a huge marketing deal with Sony. They're like, yo, it's coming September 12th. Wish list now? Like, that's not the message. You want to have pre-order now. Likely though, why they did not go for pre-order now is because it's bad news. It's more expensive than you think. And we have more reasons to believe that. And it's kind of interesting to go down that road and also talk about the price increase in general. Because of course, it kind of started this year with Nintendo. They announced Switch 2 is coming. Good stuff. But all our games are gonna cost way more than before. Mario Kart World is gonna cost you $80, or you can also buy it as part of a Switch 2 bundle for $50 extra. But of course, this means future 3D Mario, like all Nintendo's big games, will be $80. They even said that physical games would be like $10 more. That's not the case when I look at it on the Nintendo website. So I'm not sure if they change that. Let me know in the comments down below. Either way, $80 for Mario Kart World. Then Microsoft also announced saying, we also expect to adjust the pricing of some of our new first-party games starting this holiday season to $80. Basically, the next Call of Duty is gonna start at $80. That's what they're basically saying here. I don't think the Outer Worlds 2 would be smart to go to $80, but then the new Gears of War, Fable, Perfect Dark, those games will likely all start at $80. And that's kind of where we're at right now. But of course, when other companies are doing it, yeah, at one point you kind of expect more to follow suit. And that brings us to Borderlands 4. Because that's of course the first massive game that Take-Two is gonna put out in a really, really long time, if you don't count all their sports things and stuff like that. So, someone on X was like this. Yo, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of the constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO, you have some say in the price when it comes to your publisher. Then, Randy Pitchford, of course, we all know him as... he has a big ego. Let's just put it that way. Randy Pitchford says, not my call. So he's basically saying, yo, the people at 2K or Take-Two make the call. But then he goes on. So he should have just like left it at that. Yo, it's not my call. Go forward your message at Take-Two. He goes on though. He says, if you are a real fan, you will find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starlight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991. When I was just out of high school, working minimum wage and an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. So it's basically saying, if you really love Borderlands, if you are a real fan, you will find the $80 to buy this game. And there are, of course, many things wrong with this. Like, people can still be a real fan, but have like an economic situation that does not allow them to spend $80 on the game. It's also that he is a millionaire. Like, come on. Like, you cannot say stuff like that when you don't have a money issue yourself. So that's already a big red flag. And the point also is that if it was going to be $70, if they were not going to increase the price for Borderlands 4, I don't think this would have been an issue. Then he would just have been like he is already defending a thing that we don't even know is gonna happen, but him defending it means that it's likely going to happen, right? But it's of course not going to end here. Devolver Digital, like, they are of course a publisher of indie games. Indie games are hard to market because you don't have the established knowledge from an audience, so they are chiming in on this debate and saying, you're going to be able to buy Mycopunk for you and 3 of your friends for the price of 1 copy of Borderlands 4. Pretty funny. I mean, like, go get them, right? It's Borderlands 4, they can take it. Randy cannot, though. So Randy says, Mycopunk is cheaper than a point of meth. Probably has fewer side effects, too. Why? Why are you doing this? He is, like, it's always the same. Every Borderlands cycle is the same. You have an ego, like, just delete your account, shout into the darkness or whatever, but don't ruin it for all the hard-working developers who are putting their heart and soul into this game, and you, with just a few stupid tweets, are ruining it. And you're also ruining this $80 price tag. You're probably losing Take-Two some money, because now this whole situation is a situation. If he was not going to comment on all of this, I would not have made this video. A lot of other people would not have been. Then they would have announced the $80 price tag and it was like, ooh. But now this becomes kind of a going to the Epic Game Store instead of Steam situation. Like something like that, right? And Borderlands is gonna take all the hits. Even though Nintendo already did it and Microsoft will do it later. No, Borderlands will now take the hit for this. Like, the whole price situation is super, super interesting because this is the reality of things. Borderlands 4 has twice the development budget of Borderlands 3, and the game price is still unknown. Again, I still think that the price is unknown, tells you a lot that you need to know. But that is the thing, yeah. This game has twice the budget. Are twice as many people going to buy it now? No. So then you have to make sure that you make money in other regards, right? You could think. But there are, of course, many ways to make more money on a product like this. I just don't think that making the entry point of a product is the way to go for many, many games. Again, there are some exceptions. GTA 6, Witcher 4, the next Fallout, Elder Scrolls 6. I do think those can sell for a higher price and be fine. It's an event. Borderlands 4 will still be huge, but I do think you want to have more people play your game. You want to have that community that is like watching YouTube videos or Twitch streamers to be engaged with your product. The moment you maybe raise the price by $10, you might lose on a lot of fans who are not real fans according to Randy, but that will stop engaging with your product. And I don't think that's worth the $10 extra you can get out of them. Like, look at what Borderlands 3 did. They had 3 editions, and yeah, the regular one was $60. So they're going to ask $20 more seemingly for the base game. But why not do this again? Why not go for the $70 lower price tag? And because that's already more than Borderlands 3, then just have a more expensive edition with some deluxe edition items, and then go for that super deluxe edition again. To be fair, like $100 for the super deluxe edition, Borderlands 3 is a steal because those DLCs are really, really good. Look, we are probably looking at, and again, that's why I think they're holding this information back. We're looking at a situation where the most expensive edition for Borderlands 3 is probably going to cost $120 or more. And they're just going to bank on those hardcore fans to buy that. And to be honest, I would not be really against it if they also made like a cheaper standard edition. Like, we know they will have DLC characters post-launch, we will have the DLCs, so they will make way more money because the profit on those DLCs is way higher than on the base game. I really think we're going to see developers figure that out as well. Of course, we saw Expedition 33, Split Fiction, $50 games doing very, very well. I really think I don't think the solution for the game industry problem with the prices going up, but the sales not really going with them, is to increase the price of entry. I really think they will slowly and surely, or maybe hopefully faster, realize that you need, like, getting people in the door, getting people to play your game is already way more valuable than the extra $10 you can get out of them. Because then they will maybe buy merch. Then they will maybe be interested in the TV show or whatever you're gonna do. Of course, Borderlands did a movie that did not work out well, but again, I've also with like free-to-play games, the moment you increase your game price, free-to-play games will be way more. Every time a game price increases, free-to-play games will be a better value. So, because we are in an industry, like it's not like going to the cinema, you cannot go to a free-to-play movie. That would be wild, by the way. Or you cannot go to a free-to-play concert. In gaming, you have way more options. And games take way longer to play. People have a backlog. Games that released 2 years ago, like say a Jedi Survivor, you can get it for very cheap right now, and it's still an amazing game today. So I really think people will realize that raising the price is not the solution. And again, with the Epic Game Store, now of course Borderlands 4 is luckily coming back to Steam. They had to learn it the hard way, but the $80 is gonna be, it really feels kind of like that. And it will be like a good marketing beat in the future for companies to say, no, our games are gonna be $70. And EA, of all companies, is saying that no, they have no plans to raise the game prices. Because they realize that having more people actually playing Battlefield means that they will engage with the Battle Pass and maybe more inclined to buy microtransactions from that. Like, the thing is that if you higher the entry fee for your game, you might lose potential customers that will maybe spend more money than the initial $80 because they will buy the game for then $70 and then maybe buy the Battle Pass or DLC. If you raise the price to $80, you might never have those people. So I really think that this is gonna be a... Look, Nintendo does not have those big DLC plans usually. And they know that their Mario Kart is like a tentpole title. And I do think Microsoft can try and do that too. But maybe they will also realize that, okay, we will sell way less of this if we raise the price. So I think people are gonna... Basically my point is, I don't think raising the price for every game is the solution. And I think Borderlands is gonna, learn that the hard way. Because even if people were going to buy this for $80, it's gonna be a bad beat for them going forward. And Randy, of course, did not help either. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, of course. Subscribe for way more reaction stuff like this. And I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.